You're watching the 2017 Golf Media Days, and today I'm joined by Schreiner University head coach Ron McCosco, along with freshman Blake Hartford and senior Casey Bankert. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
So, Coach, I'll start off with you. After seeing both your teams compete during the fall and during these early practices, what are you seeing from them?
Well, on both sides, we're a little bit on the young side. Obviously, Casey is doing a great job as a senior on the women's, but we're still a lot of freshmen and sophomores, so in that sense, we're doing a lot of learning. It's particularly nice to have Casey as a person who has been through the war, so to speak, had a lot of success to be able to kind of guide the young players on the women's side. Blake had our best fall on the men's side and being a freshman, and Joseph probably had our second best, also a freshman. So it's a little different situation there in that they're having to kind of learn as they go, and they don't have as much maybe some upper class guidance in terms of the success side of it. So, but both of those guys have handled it really well. Actually, the whole group on both sides have handled the fall really pretty well, with the exception maybe of just that first day when we had a little nerves at Golf Week.
On the men's side, like you said, your team is mostly made up of underclassmen. So how does this change the dynamic from maybe years past, and what have those younger players brought to the program?
We've obviously the last two and a half years we've gone through quite a transition from our older players and the success that they had to a younger group. The thing I think about it, that I think winning the national championship though was really good for everybody because it showed that we can do it. And I know it's given them a real motivation to work even harder really than that group that we had that won the championship, and to try to have, winning a national championship, there's a lot of luck involved in that, but these guys are really motivated to be as successful as possible, and it's fun to coach them.
Great. Well, I'm going to move over to you now, Casey. As the only senior on the women's team, how have you taken more of a leadership role?
I have more experience than the others, and so I like to lead them in what to expect in our tournaments and with practice and school, and hope that they choose the right path and are successful in their college careers.
Well, last year you were the tournament medalist and you earned Player of the Year. What have you been doing in the offseason to try and continue that success?
I've been practicing a lot and mentally preparing and kind of relaxing a little bit. That's always helpful when playing golf because it can be very stressful.
All right, well, I'll move over to you now, Blake. As a freshman on this team, you had a lot of success during the fall. You finished in the top 10 twice and top 5 once. What was working for you to be able to get off to such a strong start in your first semester?
You know, it was really switching to the college life was very different for me, and we were really focused on the mental aspect of the game, which I'm not really used to doing, and focusing on the mental aspect really helped me just stay calm in tournaments, and we were put into pressure situations in practice, and just all of that combined for a really successful fall.
Well, sticking with you, Blake, moving into the spring, are there any specific things you were focusing on right now?
Yeah, I'm really working on getting my short game better, chipping, putting, just because I've always hit the ball fairly well, and I'm really trying to work on that. But also continuing to improve my committing, which is one of our top priorities. I've been working on just staying focused in practice and those kind of things just to keep me going.
All right, well, I'll go back over to you, Coach, for the last question. For someone who's never seen your teams compete, what's one word you would use to describe each of them?
I like to think it's two words, but mentally tough. I really hope that that's what we really espouse more than anything. Talent can come and go. You can have hot rounds. You can run into some adversity, but whether it be weather, whether it be a bad break, you're going to have that in golf. And I think our players are, in my opinion, I think one of the things we really do a pretty good job of is being mentally tough and consistent.
All right, well, you've been watching the 2017 Golf Media Days. Once again, I'd like to thank head coach Ron McCosco, along with Casey Bankert and Blake Hartford for joining me. Good luck this season.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.